Okay, so I'm John. I'm going to show you how to remove the right-hand crank arm on a Life Fitness 95CS exercise bike. The process will also be the same, of course, for the left-hand crank arm, but also other Life Fitness models. This particular one has got this old style iPod connector, which you can see there, just in case you want to identify this particular bike. But there's other versions that will be exactly the same. So, what you need for this is a selection of tools. Starting off with a little screwdriver just to pop out the cap there. If that's still on your bike, they often drop off and get lost. And then you need to remove the centre bolt there. So I'm going to use a 14mm socket, which is a good fit, and a ratchet, and just spin that out. So you're going anti-clockwise or lefty-loosey to get that bolt out. And there it is, there's the bolt. Right, so at this point you now need a special tool. This is called a crank arm removal tool. You can get these quite easily on the internet. And ordinarily you put that straight in and use it, but unfortunately on these bikes you can't. Problem is, if you look closely in here, where the bolt was, you can see there's just a void, a hole, and there's no real shoulder for your crank removal tool to push against. So what we need to do is create something for it to push against. In this case, I'm going to use this bolt here. So I've chosen this bolt because I've determined that the depth of the hole is roughly that deep. That screw happens to be about that sort of depth, so I don't know, it's maybe, I don't know what that is, 30mm maybe. It doesn't matter too much exactly, but the point is the screw needs to fit down and bottom out in the hole in there. If I just push that in, and you can see it's at the bottom of the hole. It's also loose, which means that when I push my tool in, let me just unscrew this and I'll show you what's going to happen. So when I put my tool in, this bit here is going to make contact with the surface of the bolt and push against it while the outer part of my tool draws off the crank arm. So let's do that. You'll see what I mean. So first in, let's screw this all the way in. We need to make sure it's nice and tight. There we are, that's fully in. Just going to back it off a little bit just to make it easier to get the tool off once the arm's off. And I'm going to screw in the centre part. This is the part that's now going to push against the head of the bolt that I talked about a moment ago. Again, I'm using my ratchet for this. Let's turn that round. Now yours might be a little bit tighter than what this looks like. I've actually set this up for this demonstration, but you're likely to have to put quite a lot of pressure on there to start to move that off. But mine's actually quite loose. What you find is as you screw that in, the arm comes off like that, and then you're left with the screw there. And there you go, that's how to do it.